I got to put two people in the ring, him and Shakur, man. I'm waiting for, you know.
No, you know what you got to do? You should have told him. You should have took the money that I offered him. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't offer somebody else the same thing, right?
But I'm just saying, you can't.
No. Did he just offer somebody the same thing I offered him?
But I'm just saying, he a different caliber fight.
Did he? Yes or no?
All right, well, we y'all gonna make it happen. You can come with the money. Like, when we gonna do this? Because I'm trying to see who gonna, you know what I mean, what's gonna happen.
The world want to see it.
When they gonna see it? Is y'all ever gonna fight, or is y'all gonna wind up in different weight classes?
You know, tune in December 9th. I got to fight.
Okay, I like that. I like this finesse.
And then we go from there.
Where you fighting at?
San Francisco. We bringing it back home to the Bay.
Shakur Stevenson says if he were offered to fight Devin Haney for $8 million, he would have leaped at the opportunity. But he says that was cap. That's what I want to talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, check out my past video. Shakur Stevenson has done several interviews. He was on $1 Million Worth of Game. He was on an interview with Brian Custer, and there's some intense, like, kind of rivalry or feud between what I thought to be former friends, and that's Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Now, there's a lot going on because Devin Haney was undisputed at 135 pounds, and a lot of people wanted to see the champion, Devin Haney, versus Shakur Stevenson. He had just beaten Lomachenko, right? That didn't happen. Devin Haney's moving up to fight Regis Prograis at 140 pounds. I think this is the right move for Devin Haney, even though I like the Shakur Stevenson fight, just based on the fact that Devin Haney's size is, I think, is going to permit him from easily and comfortably and healthily making 135 pounds. So the belt's got to disperse, and the other people in the division can fight for him, most likely, right? So then we have to go through the WBC rankings, where Shakur was the mandatory before Devin. Devin becomes the champion at recess, so you have to, if he's moving out of the division, you have to start going down the list. Lomachenko didn't want none with Shakur Stevenson, and Frank Martin was ranked behind Lomachenko and Isaac Cruz, but then we got word that Shakur and Frank Martin may fight, and all of a sudden the WBC switched up all the rankings and then somehow had Frank Martin in front of Pitbull, in front of Lomachenko. So now it made it look like Frank Martin was the highest rated person, and I've already made a past video about that. It's up to you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. So with the Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson fight, it was grand opening, grand closing. ESPN announced the fight was a green light, and then a week later they said, oh, the fight fell apart, before it ever got officially announced by Top Rank or ESPN. So this all came from ESPN, and it became really a propaganda machine and a smear campaign against Frank Martin. Now, the topic in this video is there's a lot of people calling Shakur Stevenson a hypocrite because they said, hey, ain't you the one that said Frank Martin was ducking because he turned down the 75-25 split because he felt the fight was worth more or he was worth more, you know, this, that, and the third. And then they're saying, but you're the guy that turned down a 25% split versus Devin Haney. You could have had a chance against an undefeated fighter who you have history with, at least in sparring, and he's the undisputed champion, so you would have a chance at all 4 belts. Why didn't you take it? Then this number of $8 million gets thrown around, and Shakur Stevenson says that basically it was cap, and had he been offered $8 million, then he would have been like, sign me up, right? Now, I want you guys to hear what Shakur Stevenson said, and then I have to comment because there's some questions that I have. Roll the clip.
I don't know if they put it in the media. I ain't gonna want to say that. I'm gonna say it was in the media.
The media is a lot of it.
Right. It was in the media. That's why we're gonna straighten it out now.
Yeah, let's do it.
That they gave you 25%. That, and that 25% would have came out to be more money than you ever made. That was the reports in the media.
And they put a specific number out there too.
Like 8 million
exactly.
or some shit.
They say 8 million.
I see everything.
So if it was 8 million, right? How much would he have made?
Let me ask you a question.
32 million.
Right.
All right.
30, it'll be what? 32, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. 32
Yeah.
million, now they got 8,
Or
right?
24 million.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, because if
24.
he giving you 25,
Cool,
he
you
taking.
right. You smart man.
Yeah.
But look, 24. You think he was making $24 million versus me? Top Rank is doing the fight. Top Rank is doing the fight. But how in the world would I be? If I was offered $8 million, I'm jumping. Jump quick. Come on, $8 million. Let's do it. Set it up.
So if you listen to it, Shakur's math is not mathing, and I'm going to explain in this video. So basically, the reason I say his math is not mathing is because he says that, yeah, if I'm getting $8 million, the number they threw out, then that means he's getting how much? I think $32 million, right? It would have been 32, right? And then Gilly corrects him and said, nah, it'll be 24 million. Now, to be honest, and this is not a slight on Shakur Stevenson, I'm just saying this is why I have a problem specifically with the fighters fight. That is their job. This is why they have representation, people reading the legalese and the contracts and people in place, the Al Haymans and these advisors and, you know, Lupe Valencia for Ryan Garcia, all these people in place because that's their level of expertise. Because 75%, that's pretty easy math. 75%, you just think of 4 quarters. 4 quarters equal $1 or 100%. 75% would be like 75 cents. So that would be 3 quarters, right? So if you multiply by 3, if he was getting 8, that's how you easily find out how much the lion's share would be, which would be Devin Haney. So it would be 8 times 3, which is 24. But Shakur Stevenson said, oh, he would have been getting, if I'm getting 8, he's getting like, what's that? He's getting like 32 million. And then Gilly said, nah, it would have been 24 million. And he was like, oh, yeah, you right. But anyway, but it's not no anyway. It's like we're talking about numbers. We're talking about financials. We're talking about finances. So to be honest, this is the problem with the fighters. Like Shakur said, I was in Frank Martin's DMs and, you know, he a BITCH and he a real BZ and a BIBI and he was calling them all these names. But then the math that you showed wasn't even like the proper math for the situation. And then you're trying to roast Devin Haney. But then the same way, like let's say for Frank Martin, if you're not performing like just basic math, 3 quarters, 75%, then why should Frank Martin believe you or not turn down the offer? So to be honest, I think this is a bad look when the fighters try to handle everything themselves and negotiate everything themselves, especially if you aren't accurate. Like if you're accurate, it is what it is. But when we're talking about financials and people's purses and things like that, if your whole point is Devin Haney, you know, he would have been getting a number, then you have to have accurate math and arrive at that actual number. So the math is not math. And so can I really be mad at Frank Martin? Because if Shakur would have explained to me what he just explained on that podcast and I was Frank Martin, I'd be like, wait. 8 times 3 is 24. It's not 32. 8 times 4 is 32. But again, 3 quarters is 75%. Devin Haney wouldn't get 100%, so he wouldn't be getting the 32. That doesn't even make sense because that means he would be getting 4 out of 4, you know, or 100%. He would be getting the full lion's share of 32% and Shakur wouldn't have a pot. So these little discrepancies, and Shakur is explaining it and he's just like, oh, yeah, smart man, Gilly, smart man. Oh, yeah. But anyway, it would have been whatever. But when we're talking about financials, it can't just be whatever, especially if you're trying to make someone look bad or say somebody ducked and somebody's a BIBI and you're in the DMs. If your math is not mathing and you're in the DMs trying to negotiate stuff, you know, a lot of people are going to turn down the deal if it don't look on the up and up. And the way it was explained by Shakur, you know, that aspect of it, I wouldn't blame a guy like Frank Martin from turning down the opportunity. If you present, put it this way, I'm Boxingego, I'm ego. If you present math and the math ain't mathing, then I was in the math club, bro. You know what I mean? Like in school, in middle school. So it's like if the math ain't mathing, then I'm a spot that, and then you're gonna lose some credibility there, which is why you have a team and lawyers and all these different people to ensure accuracy, because accuracy actually matters when we're dealing with multi-million-dollar fights. So I don't think this was necessarily a good look for Shakur Stevenson to be off with his math and just be like, oh yeah, but whatever, and then have Gilly, who's a rapper from Philly, and a podcaster, he's the one with the actual accurate number and the accurate math, not the fighter. And then Shakur is acting like he's like brokering the deal. So that didn't really make sense to me. Want to make a video about it, best in the business, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.